In this tutorial, I'm going to continue with eighth notes, but start with 3-note cycles. Just as with 2-note cycles, once we learn to control accents and rhythmic juggling with the left hand, we can open up some really interesting and challenging exercises. So here's a 3-note cycle using G, B flat, and C. The reason 3-note cycles make a logical next step in difficulty is because right to left and back and forth motion in relation to the left hand is more complex and unpredictable. The entire pattern is 6 bars long. If you watch my tutorial on quarter notes, you should be able to follow the same process of exploring wider intervals, narrower intervals, inverting the direction of the 3-note cycle, and transposing each 3-note cycle up and down the keyboard. But in this tutorial, we're going to explore this 3-note cycle using accents. To start, try accenting only the leftmost note in the right hand. Let's break this down and see what's happening. First, the accenting reveals a complex pattern of rhythmic relations to juggle between the hands. This is similar to what I did with quarter notes. It might be helpful to practice this pattern just as dotted quarter notes on one note. You also might want to simplify this pattern and break it down into smaller sections. The other thing accenting does is exaggerate movement from right to left from C to G, and more specifically, from my third finger to my thumb. There are two things we can do with this. First is to practice this right to left motion in isolation. So continuing to accent the thumb, but always moving to the thumb from the right. We can also widen and narrow the space under the hand and try out different fingers. But to really open up these exercises, we can move the accents. Instead of accenting the leftmost note, try accenting the rightmost note. Now I'm exaggerating and reinforcing movement to my third finger from the left. With all this, you should have everything you need to create and explore your own exercises. I've always found that accenting dotted quarter notes in various ways really helps with hand independence, especially if you're also widening and narrowing the space under your hand and changing your fingering.